when you first started on your homeless journey, how was it different than you expected, or did you know what to expect?
We really didn't know what to expect, but it was a lot different than we thought it would be because at first we didn't think anyone like would really mess with us or anything. But then you hear the animals at night.
Hello, everybody. John from John's Adventures. A few days ago, I ran into David and Skyla, and they were on the streets. So I got up a good conversation with them. We talked a while, and I found out they were homeless. I thought it would be good to share their experiences with you on what homelessness is really like. They were only homeless for a couple months, but they had plenty to share with you and tell you what it's really like to be homeless. They were living in the woods and surviving from day to day and not getting much sleep at night. So anyway, they're going to tell you all about that, so let's get to it. Guys, I wanted just to tell us your story of what it's like to be homeless as young people in America and your experiences with living in various places, living in the woods. I think at one time you lived in a shelter that they sold on the side of the road. I think that people need to hear this story. So I'm going to ask you, first of all, how long have you been homeless, and what was it like? How was it different than you expected it to be?
Well, being homeless, I mean, it's kind of rough finding shelter to sleep, finding some places to eat sometimes, you know, not knowing who's going to mess with you or bother you or what's going to come up. You know, we slept in a abandoned house for probably about a good month, but we were going to a shelter to get food every day, you know, and it's just weird. It's a different feeling being out here, not knowing really where to go and what to do or how to spend your time. But I mean, other than that, it's just, you got to make it what it is. You got to have a good mindset and whatnot, and keep strong in faith, and just find something to do. Usually I spend my time, sometimes when we left the abandoned house, we went to the woods, we looked around, found some place to sleep, like cut down trees and stuff, made a little place to lay, laid a blanket and a tarp, and sometimes I'd use my pack as a pillow or to get warm when I didn't have nothing to get warm. And when it got rainy, sometimes we set up a little tarp so the rain would not get on us. But other than that, it's just a different feeling. Some nights you not know if you're going to eat, if you're going to sleep good, or animals bothering you, and I mean, it is what it is. Now I'll take it off this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, because there was nights we were in the woods.
I understand.
There was
So-
nights we were in the woods, and it'd be like once the sun goes down, all you hear is like howling and stuff from the.
So how, when you first started on your homeless journey, how was it different than you expected, or did you know what to expect?
We really didn't know what to expect, but it was a lot different than we thought it would be because at first we didn't think anyone like would really mess with us or anything. But then you hear the animals at night. Sometimes we'd only get like 2 hours of sleep because of all the ruckus, and we were sleeping like so close to the road. All you hear is cars all night, and so you never know really what to expect.
I see. So you heard all kind of animal noises.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The coyotes were howling like.
Coyotes.
We've seen raccoons, deer, a whole bunch of various animals.
There
And
was
then-
actually like I think someone was staying at our camp before because we saw there was like raccoons hanging, like they had hung them. Someone had killed them. We found deer
Oh
heads,
yeah, full deer
big
skull
deer heads.
from animals. We were also living in an abandoned house on a bad side of town, and people would always come knock down the door. One time, this drunk dude.
We got our windows smashed.
we
in
got our
one
windows busted out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that was kind of scary.
yeah. It wasn't thrilling. It was pretty scary, but we couldn't call the cops or anything because we were living in an abandoned house.
Uh-huh. So how did you sleep on the ground at night? What did you use?
Well, I'd use my backpack as a pillow for most nights, but we laid down. We had a
tarp we found in the dumpster.
we found a tarp, and then we found another homeless camp that people lived before. They had tarps hanging in the trees, so we cut them, and put them on the floor, and we put a blanket down. And some nights we'd be freezing, it'd be raining. We got soaked one night, and
Oh, we woke up in puddles. It was like we had just came out the bathtub.
it was horrible.
Oh my
The
God.
degrees was like 32 degrees, and it was just bad. I mean,
It was
It was horrible.
I
So
remember
you-
we were at a different camp one time, and we used to like parachute, but the parachute it had holes in it so that it didn't block the rain
Yeah,
from
the
coming
rain kept
into
coming
us.
through the parachute, and
And
it
there
was
were-
rough. There's been plenty of nights we went hungry, no food, just starving, no
Sometimes
blankets.
we'd get food out the dumpster because you know how gas stations throw food away. You'd have to go in the dumpster and grab food sometimes, but sometimes it'd be all like wet. It depends what time they throw the food away.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was rough.
Wow. So you just took food any way you could get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Sometimes we went to a gas station on shifts and they just give us. We'd be like, hey, we're homeless. We don't really have nothing. Is there any way you can give us some food or whatnot?
And some of them were nice. They would give us some food and stuff, but there's some people out there who don't really care, you know.
And then sometimes when we were sitting on the side of Sitco charging our phones, people would just walk up, hand us a drink, a bag of snacks, because they knew we were homeless. We were sitting on the side of a gas station charging our phone.
Because our phone is our only entertainment when we're out here on the streets. All you can really do is like watch YouTube, sometimes watch movies, but you have to find a place to charge your phone at the. If they kick you out, then you have to go to another gas station, find another plug-in to charge your phone.
So you were constantly on the move.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
always.
switched spots like, I don't know how many different times we switched spots. At least 5 to 10 times. We were on different sides of the town and whatnot.
Well, tell us about when you were sleeping in a shelter. I mean, a shed, like
Well,
a storage shed. How did that go?
There's some sheds. They were selling sheds, but a couple nights we went in there because it was raining and we didn't want to get completely soaked. So we went in there and slept in the shed for a little bit. But it did keep us a little bit, when it was like in 30 to 40 degree weather, it did keep us a little bit warmer than
I
being out
see.
here on the streets.
I
But-
see. So you wanted to get out of the storage shed before the owners got there.
Yeah, because if the owners found us, it'd be problems. Like we'd get trespassed, they'd probably call the police and all that stuff.
Oh my goodness,
It's
yes,
private property.
yes. Well, you could lock the door in there and feel safer. Could you lock it up?
Yeah, we locked the door. It was just we had to be out there
Probably
there
like at
early
6 in the morning.
before the owners came so they wouldn't catch us.
And what happened? How'd you get put out of there?
We were walking out one day, I think, to go to the gas station to get some water, and the owner seen us leaving with our backpacks and stuff, and he just said, please do not return to the shed. So we left, and that's when we went to the campground right here, found the camp in the woods.
We found the woods.
I see. And so you decided to go to the woods.
Yeah.
Well, what was your first night like in the woods?
Honestly, it was pretty scary. We didn't know because we didn't know who's been here before or what's out here. It's pitch black. You can't really see. We heard animals all night and just foot tracks. It was pretty scary. You didn't know what was gonna happen. So I just covered up in my blanket and closed my eyes and
You
just
hope for the
prayed.
best.
Hope for the best.
Wow. So you could see the animals. You told me you seen deer and coyotes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Big deer. They'd probably be about 25 yards in the woods, and you'd hear them first before you see them. Then you just see them sit there kind of a little bit and make some noises, then they start scattering off.
I see. So basically, you're going from one day to the next. You don't know where you'll be sleeping that night. You don't know what you'll get to eat. So what do you do in the daytime?
Usually we just walk around and try to find. We were walking around trying to find different places or stuff we could use to make camp, or just stuff that we could need. Stuff that would make it a little bit more safer or something better to sleep on or more
Make sure
shelter.
we have our phones charged for at night. That way, if anything does happen, we can call someone.
Right.
Right. Well, did you learn a lot? I mean, you when you went into it, you really didn't know what to. I wouldn't know what to expect. I wouldn't know what to do. But you learned how to survive.
Right, it's survival. You're grateful for the littlest things, and whatever you can get, It's survival mode. You gotta be survivalist out here when you're living like this.
I say. And so did you spend some time like going to libraries and stuff like that and hanging out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we-
spent a lot of time at the libraries trying to, we'd go to the library for Wi-Fi and put in
applications.
job applications and do all that stuff. But sometimes the library closes at either 5 or 8, so you're right back on the streets. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. So the weather's getting warmer now, and so like we're in the woods now doing this interview, guys, and it's a beautiful day. It's in the 70s, So it looks like it's going to be a nice night, but tomorrow's calling for rain, so that means another tough day.
Right.
Very tough.
So you got to find a place for shelter tomorrow and to get out of that. Then you got to think about your food, and it's a hard life.
Your food gets wet, and when it starts raining, you have to put
It never stays.
your
It stays
blankets get wet,
cold.
your pillows get wet, and it's not like you can just go keep replacing these things when you're home.
I see. Where do you take a shower at?
Well, sometimes you really can't take a shower, but you'll fill up some the water bottles with some hot water and just get a bar of soap and rinse up and do what you can.
So you just make the best out of what you have to use.
Yeah, exactly.
I say, and so you're always on the move. You're never knowing what to expect. And did you think about other things when you were in the woods, like people coming up on you?
Oh yeah, there was a few nights, but that were like, of course, our first few nights too. Like we were scared because we didn't know the environment. Like we didn't know if someone was gonna come up to us, like hurt us, take our, you know what I'm saying? Because there are thousands of homeless people just in our city or whatever.
Okay, I was talking to you guys earlier. The good news is that in your future you have planned to go back to work, you find jobs,
Oh yeah.
and to make a good life for yourself. So this is just a temporary thing, but it's not something you'd want to do long term. This homeless story has a very happy ending. David and Skylar soon found a new home and are homeless no more, and now they're excited about living the American dream. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next adventure.